Greetings to everyone. I'm Dr. Madhuri Goswami. Dear students, today we will carry on with the previous topic, definition of verb, verb phrases and verb tense in English. Now let's take up the next part of this lesson, verb conjugation. This might be a new word for you. Well, let me give you the simplest definition of this word conjugation in English grammar. Conjugation is the change that takes place in a verb to express tense, mood, person, and so on. Dear students, in English, verbs change as they are used, most notably with different people like you, I, we, they, and different time, for example, now, later, and before. So, conjugating verbs essentially means altering them, changing them into different forms to give or to provide context. If we regard verbs as the action part of the speech, conjugation alters verbs to tell us who is doing the action and when the action takes place. Suppose if we don't conjugate the verb, leaving it in what is called the infinitive form, for example, to think, to laugh, to whisper, to make, the context like tense, person, mood on the basis of which this verb is conjugated, they might be unclear or lost altogether. Dear students, conjugation का meaning है किसी भी verb को tense, mood, number, person के आधार पर change करते हुए उसका प्रयोग करें. Simply, the word conjugate in grammar means to give the different forms of verb as they vary according to voice, mood, tense, number, and person. I think you know in English we have 6 different persons. First person singular, I. Second person singular, you. Third person singular, he, she, it, one. First person plural, we. Second person plural, you. And third person plural, they. We must conjugate a verb for each person. You must have noticed that we use a different verb with I and a different form with the word with the subject they and a different one with the third person singular and third person plural. Now, look at this conjugation of the irregular verb to be. I hope you know what is a regular verb and what is irregular verb. That we will take up further in this lesson, but now you just focus upon the conjugation of this verb to be. With the first person singular I, we use am. This is a form of the verb to be and this is used only with the first person singular. With the second person singular, you are. With the third person singular, he is, she is, it is. And in case of the first person plural, we use are, we are. And with the second person plural, we use are, you are. And with the third person plural, we use they are. So here, according to the number of the person, we use the verb to be. Please notice, this verb conjugation is only for the present time. Well, look at these sentences now and I will tell you something more about why this verb conjugation is important and crucial to know the correct meaning. The first sentence is, the sheep is running across the field. And the second sentence is, the sheep are running across the field. Which is the correct one in these two sentences? The sheep is running across the field or the sheep are running across the field? Well, both are correct. How come this? The first sentence tells us that a sheep is running across the field, just one sheep. Whereas the second sentence tells us that multiple, more than one sheep are running across the field. Do you know the plural of sheep is sheep? we do not add any s or we do not change it in any other form. It is always sheep. And just think, no other word in this sentence indicates how many sheep there are but the verb only. Thus, the conjugation is critical to the meaning of the sentence. Dear students, इन दोनों sentences में sheep subject के साथ में हमने एक बार singular और दूसरे sentence में plural verb form यूज़ की है. एंड यही एक वर्ड है जिसके माध्यम से, जिसके द्वारा वी कम टू नो दैट द सब्जेक्ट इज प्लूरल और सिंगुलर. इसलिए वर्ब कॉन्जुगेशन बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट है किसी भी सेंटेंस के मीनिंग को क्लियरली एक्सप्रेस करने के लिए. नाउ द नेक्स्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट पॉइंट व्हाइल अंडरस्टैंडिंग वर्ब कॉन्जुगेशन वी नीड टू रेफर टू इन्फिनिटिव्स. Dear students, when you study verbs, you will need to know the difference between the infinitive form of the verb and the finite forms or conjugated forms. These finite forms are also known as conjugated forms. English infinitives are preceded by the word to. For example, to dance, to sleep, to go, to drink, to eat. These verbs are called infinitives because, like the concept of infinity, they are not bound by time. So, from the infinitive, we derive the conjugated forms of the verb, and they are also known as the finite forms of the verb. Well, why are they called finite verbs? Because they refer to events anchored in time, bound in time. That is, to events that have a particular tense, the past, the present and the future. So verbs को tenses के according भी conjugate किया जाता है. And due to this conjugation, we come to know when the action in a sentence happened or is happening or will happen. The regular verbs follow a standard pattern when conjugated according to tense. Look at these examples. Here we take the regular verb to study. Now let's see the conjugated form of this verb in all the tenses. Simple present, study. In simple past, it is studied. And in the simple future, will study. In the present continuous, we will use this verb am studying or are studying or is studying. In the past continuous, was studying, were studying. And in the future continuous, its form is will be studying. So this verb study is a regular verb. That means it has the same form, the regular form in the second form and in its third form. That is also known as the past participle. The third form is also known as the past participle. So it is studied. So the second form of this verb study is studied, and the third form is also the same, studied. That's why such kinds of words are known as regular verbs. Whereas irregular verbs do not follow a standard pattern when conjugated according to verb tense. The following examples illustrate the point. Let's take up the conjugation of the irregular verb to eat. Eat, ate, eaten. Drink, drank, drunk. Dear students, in English grammar, there are many rules, and this applies particularly when it comes to verbs. However, there are some verbs which do not conform to the usual rules, and these are known as irregular verbs. There are many of them, and it's important to remember them and how they work in order to create sentences that are grammatically correct. So, to help you out in this field, in the next video lessons, I'll provide you a complete list of irregular verbs and their pronunciation with their meaning and of course their forms. Almost 50 or more than 50 commonly used will be included in that list. So do remember, note them down and learn them and practice them in your sentences. I repeat to make it clear what are irregular verbs. Irregular verbs in English grammar are common verbs that do not follow the simple system of adding d or ed to the end of that word to form the past tense. Rather, they are assigned a different form, like for example, do, did, done. For the past of do, we didn't add ed or d to the end of this word do. Rather, it's completely changed and it's did. In the same way, the past participle of this verb do is done. Likewise, we have another verbs drink, drank, drunk, draw, drew, drawn. So when we talk about regular verbs, it's quite easy because there is a standard pattern being followed, like adding d or d to the end of that word. In case of the irregular verbs, we need to memorize them. So, we will have the list in the next video lessons. Dear students, we will know more about the conjugated verb or the verb conjugation in English grammar in the next part of this lesson. So, stay tuned. See you in the next lesson. Thank you for joining. Happy learning.